All right, y'all. Hold on one second. We're trying to get Glover in here. I want to go live just to let you guys know that it's all right. We're trying to figure out. We're trying to get him in here so he can find a link. So just hold tight, hang tight. We're gonna make this thing happen. Just give me 1 second here. We're gonna make this thing happen. Don't worry about it. We gotta get him in the building. Can y'all hear me? Am I sounding good? We'll get him in here. Just give us 1 second. Give him 1 second. We'll get him in a minute. I don't know if he has the. I've sent him the link, so I'm just kind of waiting for him to join in. He was in the comment section though, so I know he was here. So let's just give him 1 minute. I don't know if he's done this. Audio quality is good. Awesome. All right, let me check and make sure I sent it to him. Glover, if you're in the chat and you don't know how to get in, I sent it to your comments where we were talking. It's over there. I use Safari. Oh, okay. Everybody, hold up. He just responded. Hold up. He's downloading Chrome real quick. Okay, and then he'll hop in. All right. Okay. So give him 1 second. He'll be in. Everybody don't panic. I can see y'all are joining in like crazy. We'll just have him hop in a little. Oh, he is in here. I think he's here. Hold up 1 second. Let me fix the chat. I think he's in. I think Glover's in. Let me pull this down.
So why?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
So why can't I do this on like Safari on my computer?
I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought
I gotta do it on my phone.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. You sound good though. Everything's good. Sounds all cool. Good. All right. So I guess I'll just introduce him then. Everybody, I'm sure you guys know who this is. We have Glover Quin. I'm excited to have Glover Quin, former safety from the Lions, defensive back for the Texans. So Glover, the link to his channel is actually in the description. Glover, you can tell him what you do on your channel.
So I started out doing some, just kind of having fun with it, playing around with it. And then I started kind of telling stories about different things that, I experienced in my career, different lessons that I learned, some cool stuff, man. And it kind of just started out just playing around. I mean, we were just kind of talking one day, and a Lil Wayne story from back in 2002 came up. And so I was just like, man, I'm going to tell this story. And so I just told it, and then I started thinking of like so many other stories. Mm-hmm. And so I started doing it, and it came kind of cool. And so that kind of like kept my brain churning, telling different things. And so now what I'm about to start doing on my channel is going to be like something like dope, man. Y'all gotta tune in, because I'm gonna start giving you guys the game from my eyes. I'm gonna teach you guys football from my eyes.
Okay.
So tune in, man. It's gonna be dope. I'm working on it now. Got all types of stuff. It's gonna be very informative. It's gonna include different stories as they come up, but it's going to really teach you guys football.
Okay.
From the inside out.
Nice. Okay. Yes.
Never been done before on YouTube.
We're excited. Hey, so everybody subscribe. The link is in the description. I put it down there. So go check out my Glover. I'm glad he joined in. We came up with
I'm actually working on a video right now, kind of announcing it and explaining what I'm gonna be doing. Hopefully I can get it finished up and put it out by Monday.
So little breakdowns kind of.
Well, it'll tell you it's more than breakdowns.
Okay, nice.
People just like breakdowns, but you have to understand the breakdown to understand the breakdown.
Oh, I see. A little bit deeper. Okay, yeah,
it's a little deeper than that. So nice. Yeah, I got some big plans for it, man. So I'm excited about it. Like I said, I'm working on a video, just kind of announcing, showing you guys, letting you guys know what I'm gonna be doing on my channel. So if you guys are interested, obviously, you may not be, but if you want to know a little deeper knowledge, or a little deeper insight on football, a little deeper insight on the NFL, the ins and outs, things that go on, like all that stuff. I'm gonna start including on my channel. Just, and I was blessed with the opportunity to play, so now I want to give all this information back to you guys for free. Not even charging you guys.
That's awesome. Yes, everybody go check that out. I'll definitely be over there. Actually, I just finished watching a redemption story today. That was pretty cool. So I'm excited to see what that is. And we were lucky. He's said he would answer a few questions. So I gave a few questions that I picked from you guys and stuff like that. And maybe he'll throw some in at the end. So the first question, Glover, I think this is a good one. Knowing that the draft is starting next week, all of us are excited to see what the Lions do. But I just wanted to kind of hear, what it's like from the inside, what it's like to be the player that's getting drafted. How's that process? You were a 4th round pick, right? 2009. Just kind of what that was like. Was it getting called by the team before you were picked? How did that go?
So, you obviously, you got the whole process leading up to the draft. You got meetings, you got all types of stuff that goes on. So on draft day, you just never know. I mean, obviously, if you're one of the top guys, you're going to be picked hopefully somewhere in the, top times. But like, if you're not, you just don't know. So you're just kind of sitting around. I know for me, I didn't have a lot of projections for the first day.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my projections were the second day. So the first day, I just kind of had a bunch of family and friends over, man. We kind of threw a big party, just kind of like played some games and football, basketball, just kind of hung out, barbecue. Really wasn't expecting it the first day, but if it would have happened, I'd have been cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
So then the second day, I got up, couldn't really sleep the night before. I got up and just kind of sat on the couch, just kind of sit on the couch and you just watching the draft. And so I think it was after the Texans' 3rd round pick, they called me. And it was like, kind of asked me if I wanted to, how I was feeling, yada, yada, yada. And it was like, we're thinking about taking you with our 4th round pick. So I was like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? But then when I got the phone with them, I went and looked. They had 2 4th round picks. They had the 112 and they had the 120, 122 or something like that. But I had heard so many stories about how that stuff happens, right? How they'll call you and tell you we're going to draft you and they never draft you and, all this stuff. So I was just kind of like, all right, cool. If y'all do it, hopefully y'all do it. So I'm just sitting there watching the draft, man. So they get to their first pick. It's pick 111, I guess. So still hadn't heard anything. Like, I'm just sitting there, and I'm kind of looking like, I think Chicago had picks coming up, Jacksonville, a couple of different teams that like I had heard from that were interested. So I'm like, all right, this probably going to be somewhere up in here, right? So the Texans are on the clock and still nothing. And then the Texans had probably about 2.5 minutes left on the clock because it was more time, I think, back then.
Mm-hmm.
I had about 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and my phone started going off. And so I looked down at it, and it was like 832 area code or something like that. So I was like, oh, snap, I think this is it. And so I answered the phone. It was the GM, and he was like, how you feel about being a Houston Texan? And I was like, hey, man, let's do it. Like, I'm ready. Like, And so all of a sudden they're like, all right, we're going to take you with this pick. And so you hear them on the other end, like scrambling to like get the pick in and all this. They're like, all right, so we're going to take you with this pick. Yada, yada, yada. Talk to this guy. You're talking to that guy. You're talking to this guy. And then you look at the TV and like, it finally happens. Like they come out, at that point, I don't think they were announcing. I think they was just doing a selection part. And you see your name on the screen. It's just like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? So you're halfway celebrating, but then like you're also trying to talk to the people on the phone and be like respectful because it's coaches, it's GMs, it's so all these different people. So you're trying to be respectful. But it's just a crazy moment, man. It's a crazy, crazy experience.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, now this is a question I was requested a lot. It's kind of off topic, but I have to ask. I've had a lot of people asking if you play video games. I didn't know if that was something you do now that you don't play anymore.
Nah, man, I really don't, man. My kids play a lot, man. My kids play Fortnite, Call of Duty,
Right.
Apex, all those games. You know,
Yeah.
they find supplemental games when we make them get off Fortnite, so they'll go jump on like Apex or other stuff.
Yeah.
Now if I do play, I go up and play like some MLB The Show with them, or you know what I'm saying, they'll every now and then they'll want to play me in Madden, stuff like that. But just being a gamer, nah, man, I don't really play anymore, man. I be doing so much other stuff, man. I don't really have time, man. Like,
Right.
I mean, this camera stuff, you know, I got into videography and shooting videos and doing like that stuff take a lot of time, man. People don't realize how long it takes to edit a video, like a good video. It takes a long time, man. So
It does.
I kind of started doing that. So that's kind of what I do with my free time, man.
So yeah, are you a baseball coach too? I've seen some things on your Instagram. I wasn't sure if you were just a parent or.
So I used to be.
Okay.
I used to coach Little League baseball. I was coaching my kids, and then I think 2 years ago I stopped coaching and let them be coached by someone else, and you know, put them on a select team. But I'm kind of like, you know, I don't really want. I'm kind of like a general manager, tech guy, player personnel. I kind of do a lot with the team. You know, I let the coaches coach. You know, I don't get in the way of them coaching, but the things that help run the organization, things that I see, different ideas. I do all the filming. I film all the games and game changer and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but now I don't coach anymore. I used to.
Okay. Well, I'm seeing a lot of questions here. I actually had this question down. Back to football. When you were playing, what was some of the hardest matchups? I know you were more of a corner in Houston with the Lions. You were a safety. So, like wide receiver wise, what was the toughest matchup there? Then, as a safety, maybe a quarterback that you went against.
So when I was a corner, the tougher matches for me were like the smaller, quicker guys. Because I wasn't, you know, I was never just super quick, super fast, anything like that. So those small, quick guys, you know, they were hard to get your hands on. For me, I had to get my hands on people, jam them, slow them down, use my size, use my physicality. So like when I came out, you know, little guys, Andrew Hawkins, obviously Deshaun Jackson, you know, Wes Welker, you know, I think me and Julian Edelman was a rookie my rookie year. So we played against each other. I actually kind of locked him down my rookie year, but him and Danny Amendola locked both of them down my rookie year. But the smaller, quicker guys in the slot were tougher for me. The bigger guys, even though they were good guys like Andre Johnson and, you know, Larry Fitzgerald and Quan Bolden, the bigger guys, they were great receivers, but they were easier for me to cover because of my physicality. I can get my hands on them, and they couldn't push off of me like they could push off smaller DBs.
Right.
So I used to like going against those type of guys. You know, as a safety, you know, the hardest quarterback for me to read and just gave me always a weird feeling, even though I had a lot of success against him, was Drew Brees.
Oh, okay.
He's difficult just because he's so short. Because like as a middle field safety, you're reading the quarterback a lot. You know, you're reading his eyes, you're reading his head. So Drew Brees is a short guy. So anytime the quarterback is looking up like this as a middle safety, you feel like he's looking at somebody deep behind you, right? Because he's looking deep.
Yeah.
But with him being short, he looks like that all the time. Right, because he's trying to see over the O line and D line, so he's always looking like that. So for me, when I first started doing it, you know, playing and studying Drew Brees, and it made me feel weird because I felt like somebody was always like deep, like going behind me. He's trying to throw the deep ball. So it just took a little bit to kind of fill it out and get used to it, and you know, I was able to adjust. But he was probably one of the hardest guys, man. A-Rod is very good, man. A-Rod just makes so many like off-schedule plays. You know what I'm saying? That's what make him difficult. You know, especially earlier in his career, you know, he could definitely, you know, improvise. You can have guys covered and he'll come and take off running and still throw it 60 yards.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, all those guys are good, man. I mean, those guys are good, bro. Like,
yeah.
We're talking like great quarterbacks, man. Those guys can throw it, man.
Okay, I was looking at the comments, see if we had anything. Can you see the chat, by the way? I didn't know if you could see the comments or not.
I was trying to put it up.
Okay.
I had it I had it up earlier. Let me go back to it. Here we go. Boom. Yeah, man. I thought I was gonna be able to use my computer, man.
Sorry about that. I didn't know that.
Oh, it's all good. Okay. Oh, I know what I was able to do to see the chat. I just had went to
Yeah, I was just asking for later, if you found any questions that you wanted to answer or anything like that, then that way you had the chat pulled up. You can pick something out if you wanted to.
Guys need to know. Should they be
all right. So yeah, I can see.
Okay.
I can see the chat. No, I think back to the snow game at the Eagles. You see that? CJ cleaning out the snow from his helmet.
Yep.
Dion got the COVID stash.
Okay, well, I got another question actually. This one's it's football related. So, like I said, I watched your redemption and stuff like that. You said you run a doghouse. What was your best locker room memory? Like, I know you have some great memories on the field, but I know like playing basketball, I know it's not the same, but in high school, you get some like big comeback or a big win. It's crazy in there, water bottles. What was your best locker room moment?
I mean, I got a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I had a favorite, but I will say, my third year in the league when I was in Houston, and we beat Cincinnati, and somebody else lost, and when they lost, we clinched the playoff spot or something like that. But our game was over with before their game.
Okay.
So we were already celebrating. We had won our game on like the last play of the game, like 3 seconds left. We scored a touchdown. So we had barely won our game. And so we got in the locker room and we had the other game on the TV.
Okay.
So we're all just kind of sitting around watching the TV, seeing what's going to happen. And I think it was Tennessee was playing the Saints or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Saints ended up beating Tennessee, we clinched the playoffs, man. And that was a crazy moment, you know what I'm saying? Because the Texans at that time, had never made the playoffs. There was a young franchise that got started, I think, in 2002. Yeah. So to win the division in 2011, that was a crazy moment. But then, some of those games that we won in Detroit, man, we was in London and we're down 21-0 to Atlanta, and we come back and win 22-21. That was crazy, The Saints game in 2014, to come back and win that one, that one was crazy. I mean, when we beat Green Bay in 2016, for the first time in I don't know how long, that was crazy. I mean, a lot of times, man, when you get those big wins, man, especially in the division, playing against the Minnesotas, the first time we went up there in the new stadium, I think, and we beat them at OT. I think Golden had the touchdown in OT, but to get to OT, Stafford threw the deep dig to, I think, Andre Roberts across the middle, and Prater hits like a 50-plus yard field goal to go into OT, and then for us to win the game. All those times are crazy, man. You get in the locker room, man, and it's like stupid dumb, man. Yeah. It's fun, man.
That's cool. So I'm actually gonna ask one of these questions that people were throwing in. He says, "What do you think about the safeties in Detroit now?"
So I mean, you got to kind of remind me of. I mean, they changed so much. I know they got Tracy.
Yep.
I think Tracy's a really good player. Very athletic, rangy guy, physical guy, good ball skills. I think Tracy's a really good player. Hopefully, going into what's this, probably year 3 for him now.
Yeah.
Going into year 3, take another step, and continue to expand his game. Continue to dive deeper into the game mentally. That's what separates guys. There's tons of guys who are athletically gifted, but the ones that can separate themselves mentally to be smarter, to know how to do things a little better, when to do things, how to anticipate things, how to study things. Those are the guys that can separate themselves, because that allows their physical ability to take over. Who else they got? They got
Will Harris, and then they have Harmon, who they traded for.
See, I don't know a lot about Will Harris. I think he was here last year, maybe. He was here last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot about him, so I can't comment on him. I don't know a lot about Harmon, other than, he played in the New England system. He's made plays in that system, so he understands that system. Probably understands how it works. So he'll be able to provide some veteran leadership for those guys and maybe help them get a better understanding of the system. But other than that, I don't know a lot about him.
Okay. Yep. And I'll ask the other one that I'm getting a lot. It's about just your thoughts on Stafford, Matthew Stafford, playing with him.
Oh, Stafford's cool, man. Stafford's a good guy, man. He's a very very good quarterback. He's a hard worker. Man, Stafford had a lot of battles. He heck, man, he could freaking make every daggone throw that you could think of. Hold on one sec, man.
You're fine.
He can make every throw that you could think of, man. And this guy, he's very smart, very, very smart, man. And the thing I like about Stafford is he has some dog in him. He has a little go-getter in him. The thing I don't like about it is sometimes you got to pull it out of him. Sometimes you got to pull it out of him. I think as a quarterback, you got to just all the time. You know what I'm saying? You got to pull it out of other guys. We get in the game and the game is going. Stafford's going to get in his mode, man, and he's gonna turn it on. But sometimes, you just need a little bit more.
Right.
So hopefully, hopefully this is the year. He got a lot going on. Obviously, he got his kids and he got his wife, and it's a lot going on from that aspect. But hopefully this is the year, man, that they get him a couple more targets. I think they got Kenny G.
Yep.
They're gonna need somebody else, man. Hockenson got to stay healthy.
Right.
So they're gonna need some other guys to be able to help him out. Get the run game. Carry on. Got to stay healthy. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it, man. So, but yeah, Stafford's good, man. I like Stafford.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think just trying to see if there's anything else. If you see anything else that you want to answer, you can just go for it.
Let's see. I mean, I see they keep asking me. Keep asking. What's up, bud? Okay, I am. Okay. I don't know a lot about, I don't spend a lot of time watching the draft stuff.
Right.
So I don't know a lot about Okuda and Simmons, and I don't even know who Simmons is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know enough about those guys that are coming out right now to even comment. All I know is if you take a corner at number 3, he has to be like a monster.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if he's not a monster, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Do you take him at 3, or do you try to trade down to 8 or 9 and get another pick in there as well? So I don't know. I don't know enough about him to say whether they should get him or not. I know they're going to be trying to replace Slay, and however they try to do that, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's hard to just replace
Yeah. Yeah.
All pro, great player.
Right.
Like
Right.
you just replace him like that. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what we got. Who were some NFL players that you studied the most on film during your playing days? Who was some players that I studied the most? You know what? I didn't really study a lot of players per se. Obviously, I will watch and see, but like I just felt like my game was different because of the way I had to play.
Yeah.
I wasn't, like I said, a lot of guys in the NFL are super athletic, super fast, super quick, and that's how they play.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that guy. So I pride myself on being smart,
Right. Yeah.
And so that was my advantage. If I knew where you were going, then I could beat you to the spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I felt. But I used to watch all the guys just to see like what are they doing, see some of the plays that they're making. I mean, I knew all the guys, and that was one of the things about me is, I respected the game in a sense of like, how quarterbacks go after every game and they go and shake hands with
Yeah.
like the other quarterback.
Yeah.
I was that guy that was like wanted to like I wanted to go and meet and talk to all the other safeties, right? Like if we play, especially if we play like top guys, like we play like, you know, Minnesota. Like I was gonna go and like talk to
Yeah.
Harrison Smith. I was gonna go and talk to, Ha Clint Dix and Earl Thomas and Ed Reed and like that's
Yeah.
kind of how I was. Now obviously they may not have been like that all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of my thought process of it. And so I would just watch. I was a fan of the game. I tell people all the time, like even though I played, I was still a fan. So if it was a game on TV, I was watching it. So I wanted to peek everybody and just kind of see what they're doing. And like, I mean, you learn little things from everybody. You see different plays that they made. You be like, oh, okay. Oh, that was a good read. Oh, he read this right here. Okay, cool. And you just add little tools. But to just say I had a specific guy that I was like, I'm gonna watch him, study him, and like
Mm-hmm.
I never did. I never did. I just kind of watched everybody, man, and just had fun with it.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Let me see. Did I know Kenny Kennedy? I don't know. I don't know. This question right here from Dylan Caballero. What was it like growing up? so so it was fun because I grew up in a super small town, man. I grew up in a super small town, country, cows, horses, pigs. Not a lot of people make it out from where I'm from. And so for me, I always wanted to get out though. I always wanted to like leave and like go to school and like make it to a professional sport, be it football or basketball, which I'm gonna end up telling y'all that story about how that happened
Mm-hmm.
on the channel at some point. But it was small town, man. So I did a lot of like natural things. Like I would run through the woods and like make moves off of trees and to have different obstacles. I would um everything that you can think of to try to get myself better, just running through the neighborhood, running on the road, but the hardest part was getting seen,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I ended up having to go JUCO. And a lot of times, when you tell people you went JUCO, especially if you're in the league, when you tell people you went JUCO, they assume that you didn't have grades because you're good enough to
Okay.
make it to the league. So you should have been good enough to get a D1 scholarship. So why did you go JUCO? Well, I
Mm-hmm.
went JUCO because I didn't get seen like that. I was getting recruited by Mississippi State, and they had a coaching change that year in 2004. Jackie Sherrill left, and Sylvester Croom came in, and so Sylvester's Croom staff didn't recruit me. So I went JUCO,
Okay.
and I left JUCO. So I was at JUCO. I graduated JUCO in 3 semesters. So I went there to, play ball, but I was gonna get a degree too if I was gonna have to be there. So I took 20 hours my first semester of school. I took 20 hours my second semester of school. I took 6 hours over the summer, and then I took 20 hours the third semester, and I was done. Graduated JUCO, transferred, went to New Mexico, and did that. But like I said, the hardest part was just getting seen, man. It was small. You know, I was a good athlete, obviously. I was a basketball player. I was a hooper, good football player. You know, I played varsity basketball when I was in the 8th grade. I played varsity football 9th grade as a freshman. I was a starter. So, you know, I mean, we were 3A high school. But yeah, I had a very humble childhood, man. Just kind of chill, small town. That's about it.
Why did you choose why'd you choose football over basketball? Were you just more football guy or?
No, I was a basketball guy actually, man. And why did I choose football? Because the JUCO that I went to play, so in Mississippi at the time, JUCOs they're called community colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So they were kind of like high schools in a sense of like zones.
Okay.
Meaning like you went to a certain high school, you were kind of zoned to a certain community college. So as an athlete, in order to go to a different junior college at a different school, you had to get a release from your junior college.
Oh.
And they could protect you so that you had to go to that community college. And so if you were a good athlete, they would always protect you, right? So if you seen a kid come to your JUCO from another place in Mississippi, you automatically knew he must not be that good, because if he was, his JUCO would have protected him and he couldn't come here. So they were also recruiting me to play basketball. Their basketball coach had actually been recruiting me since I was in the 8th grade.
Wow.
So when I signed to play football there, because the football signing day is before basketball signing day. So when I signed to play football there, well, I was already going to the school, so he didn't offer me a basketball scholarship. But then my first year in football, I broke my arm.
Oh.
In the second game of the season. So I had to have surgery on my arm. So I was out for a while. So by the time I came back out of the cast, basketball season was gone. And so I couldn't go and play basketball. And so then it was like, all right, I got to try to get my arm back right so I can play football next season. So after that, I played football that next semester at JUCO, and then I transferred to New Mexico. So I gave the basketball dreams up and went the football route.
Yeah, well, it worked out well. I mean,
yeah,
I guess I would say, yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that's pretty good in here. And
what was your favorite season? Have to be 2014. That was a good one. We were good defense. How did you feel about Madden ratings? I never really paid attention to the Madden ratings. You know, I never did. You know, people would always say you this or you that, but I never really paid attention to the Madden ratings because I wasn't playing it. I guess early in my career I was. I would worry about it because I was playing it, but like I don't play it anymore. So, what did you think about the Hopkins trade? That was awful, man. Like at one point, I was the worst move in franchise history by not re-signing me. So they say that right there might have took the cake right there, man.
Yeah.
Who was the hardest player for you to tackle? You know what? The hardest person, like just looking back throughout my whole career, I probably missed more tackles on LaShawn McCoy than anybody in the league. Like he just had my number, man. He was tough. He was tough for me to tackle. Like obviously he was tough in the snow game, but like I was looking back at some other stuff when I played against him. When I was with the Texans, you know, and I was like, oh man, look, I missed him right there. So, you know, off the top of my head, I can think of LaShawn McCoy. Adrian Peterson was part of the reason why I even got sent to Detroit in the first place.
Really?
Go back and look at the 2012 Texans versus Vikings. I had like 10 tackles on AP, like 4 or 5 TFLs, like 3 tackles in open space. Like so after that, and then the game, obviously, when we played Detroit, I had a good game against Brandon Pettigrew and like made some plays against you guys. And then when I balled out against AP, they were like, hold on, we need to check this guy out because we need to be able to tackle AP. So I like to credit AP for that.
How was that getting moved to Detroit? What was that like?
You know, it was cool. I mean, it wasn't that big. I mean, because I was adaptable. Like I said, I came from a small town. I went all the way to New Mexico to go to college, and then I went all the way to LA to train. Then I got drafted in Houston. So like going to Detroit, like I didn't want to leave Houston, but going to Detroit was like, all right, I'm here to play football. Like, so I really wasn't going there for like the city or things that were going on. I was going there to play football, and I knew like, hey, that stuff would take care of itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So my focus was going there to play football. So it was a weird story, which that one will probably be on the channel at some point as well.
Yeah,
it's a lot of things, man, because and the reason why I say at some point, because all of these stories don't necessarily have like true meaning to them in a sense of like whatever, but they're just cool stories. Like what happened the night that I was in Detroit. It's crazy.
Yep.
Sometimes I still be like, what made me sign? Because that was crazy. What I had to experience was crazy. But it was cool. It was cool. It worked out, man. Nobody tackled Barry one-on-one. True that. GQ, miss you, man. How do you feel about our current safeties? I just answered that one.
Yeah, he answered that one.
I only really know Tracy. He's the only one I really know. Like I said, I've seen Harmon. So are these people paying to ask questions?
Yeah, they're trying to get their question lit up, so they're sending money, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. They were excited, man. I told them earlier this week, and it was pretty much crazy. Everybody's like, no way. So they were in the chat early this morning waiting for this. So, yeah.
And see, this is the thing that I like, man. Like, I love helping the little people, man. I don't want to say little people in that sense, but like,
I get it.
Like I could always hop on with like NFL. Like I get tired of talking to them people, man.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to talk to like you guys, man. People who are trying to build a YouTube channel, talking sports, and getting people to follow you. And that's why I want to give information that I have back to the people who like really support the game, man, really care a lot about the game. Those are the people that I like to support, man, like to help out. Cause like I said, I came from a small town, right? So for me, what I just said, the hardest thing was getting seen. That was the hardest thing. So, on my journey in like videography, it's like, man, I see so many like talented like editors and like people who are like super talented, but like nobody really know who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They got 200 followers and they just fighting. And, when you're playing, you get so much of it and you're not really into it. Hey, man, I do your edit? Hey, man, let me do your edit. Let me do your edit. And you just kind of like brush it off. But like now being on the other side, like I see how they're like trying to grind and like trying to make it and trying to like get people to see their work and their skill. And so those are the people that I try to support, man. So
yeah,
that's why.
That's awesome.
That's why, I hop on here, man. Like,
yeah, I appreciate it. It's really cool. Yeah.
Because the cool thing about me is like I played football for years, right? So I don't do this for the money. Like I don't do this like, I don't need the cash. You know what I'm saying? I just do it because it's fun and it's a hobby for me and I like it. And like I said, I just want to get the knowledge and the information back to the fans, man. So that's why I do this stuff, man.
Yeah.
But that's about it, man. Okay. Do I like fishing? No, I do not like fishing. I was never patient enough. I like getting stuff done and sitting there for hours hoping that a fish bites my
Yeah.
Wasn't playing for Matty P was I'll leave that alone, man. It was different though, man. Like I said, you know what, I'm gonna say this right here. I didn't like, and I've said this before, I didn't like the attitude that he came to Detroit with. He came to Detroit with like a I'm better than you guys type of attitude. And I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. So that was the biggest disconnect for me, is like, how you just gonna come here and just say everything that we're doing is wrong? And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, no.
He wasn't been a head coach before, so that's crazy.
Like, so that was the biggest disconnect with Matty Pete, man. You know, Caldwell was the man, I will say. And people say this and this and that about Caldwell. Say what you want. You know what I'm saying? I liked him, you know, because for my personality. And I said it at the end of the last story that I did on my first start. Is like, I wanted to be in a situation where I can prove people right. You know what I'm saying? So like Caldwell came in, and obviously I had played against him a couple of times when he was with the Colts and I was in Houston, but I was a younger guy. You know, but he came in and, you know, he accepted me, believed in me, like gave me an opportunity to really shine. You know what I'm saying? So like, when people believe in you and they put you in those situations to like lead the team and like be the guy, and like when they do that, like, you know, it means a lot, and you want to play your heart out because you don't want to let them down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how he made all the players feel. Like, I believe in you guys so much that like, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to do that. Like, he would ask guys like, hey, how your legs feeling? I'm looking at my info, and you guys, you know, we've been running a lot, we doing a lot. How your legs feeling? And if guys are like, you know, I'm a little sore today, I'm a little tired. He's like, all right, well, we'll adjust a little bit. You know, we'll walk through these couple periods, and then we'll go, you know, team speed for these knees, and like, because I want you guys fresh on Sunday. So that's when you can be playing fast. Whereas like, a lot of coaches be like, this is gonna beat you and beat you and beat you, and like, so I like that part. I like that part about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let me see. Could I have tackled Barry Sanders? You know what? In open space? No. Like, I mean, nobody in history could. So I wouldn't sit here and say I could. But, you know, if I'd have caught him with the right angle and, you know, caught him in a certain time, I could have tackled him. But if that's one-on-one in open space, I'm not going to sit here and say that I would have made that tackle. But, yeah, man. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I'm going to try to get a video out probably on Monday if I can finish it up. Like I said, I got some stuff I got to do with the kiddos. But I'm trying to get the video out on Monday, just letting you guys know the idea, what's going on, what to expect. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I'm excited about it. Go subscribe.
Yep. Yeah, there's 200 people in here, so we want 200 new subscribers.
Really?
Yes, it's 200 right now. So hopefully you get 200 people subscribed today. I appreciate having you on, man. That's really awesome. A lot of people probably are glad you answered some questions, and good luck with your channel. You know, I'll be stay tuned over there. Hopefully everybody else does.
Cool, man. I got to figure out. Like I said, I never did YouTube live, so I got to figure it out because I might start doing on my channel. Like, once I start posting different things, I might do like some Q&As on like Fridays or whatever, and just kind of go back over some things. So stay tuned, man. Like I said, subscribe, man. It'd be a lot going on.
All right. Well, thank everybody for stopping in. Thank you guys. Thank you, Glover. I'm going to end the broadcast there. And
appreciate it.